Hey folks, I'm Nicole Gilbert, and this is week 14 of the Sampler Spree Slow Along. And in this video, we are doing block 51 called Whirligig, and you can find that on page 43. Now, I am going to be constructing this exactly how the book lays it out for cutting purposes and everything. So I'm going to be constructing it how the book lays it out. The reason why I'm saying that is because if I were not leading a sew along where you all are following directions from a book that you have purchased, I probably would not construct this block in this manner. I don't like all these triangles. No thanks. Totally fine. It's gonna be great. Not really excited about it, if I'm being 100% honest. I would probably make half square triangles and then take the half square triangle and the solid blocks and make the whirligig quadrants that way. But this is what we're doing, and that's okay, because what is wonderful about this is that this method is faster. You just have to be more careful because we're dealing with a lot of bias edges. But this is actually faster than the way I said I would do it. It's a trade-off. Do you want it to go fast, or do you want to not deal with triangles and bias edges? You know, it goes both ways. So, how are we going to do this? First and foremost, we need to sew together our reds and our whites. Well, in my case, it's red and white. In the book, it actually happens to be red and white, but yours could be whatever colors you so choose. But we're going to be sewing together the pieced half of each quadrant. So we're just going to take them, sew them on together. Now be very careful. No one's going to ask you how fast you sewed this seam. So don't try to break any land speed records, okay? Because what can potentially happen is those points will get sucked down into your machine, and ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, and so now that is beautifully sewn together. Now, one thing I will say, we want to keep it nice and slow so it doesn't get sucked down into the, below your needle plate. We also want to make sure when we're pressing that we're not distorting the edges, because we have bias edges here and we don't want them to get all cattywampus on us. So we want to make sure that we are pressing and not like ironing so that things stay nice and straight. Another thing I suggest is using some sort of starch or starch alternative. There's quite a bit on the market, everything from your classic, shirt ironing starch. I always think of like Niagara or Faultless, or some of the alternatives on the market that are sold in your local quilt shops, like Flatter or Best Press. These are something that I definitely suggest doing. It helps to kind of lock those fibers in place so they stretch a little bit less, which is very important when we're doing triangles. So that's just another little tip out there. So there's that. All right. So now, once that's sewn and this sewn, now we need to make this fun little units. All right, and so there's going to be 4 of them, and we're going to sew this together just like we sewed the last together. Take them, flip them, line her up. And again, this is another biased edge, so we want to make sure that we are being very careful and slow. So now we have these fun little units all set to go. Now, you'll notice there's dog ears on all the corners. You may want to trim those off. I'm not really gonna pay it too much mind. And now we're gonna go ahead and place these quadrants in our block. And like, come on, that's gonna be stinking cute, right? And now, super simple 4-patch construction. Straightforward. Okay, so now it's just time to sew these 2 rows together. All right, folks, and there you have it, Whirligig, which, if I do say so myself, might be one of my favorite blocks. It's super, super, super cute. I can't wait to see what yours looks like, so go ahead and use that hashtag #SamplerSpree, slow along, and I will see you in the next video.